Here's your host, Deb St.Hilaire.
Hello. Hey, wasn't it nice to see the sun? And it's actually warm enough to put away winter coats. I'm not jinxing it.
Yeah.
I've looked at the forecast for the next 2 weeks. We're good.
Yay.
I know. It really
Spring is here.
It is, finally. And my daffodils still haven't bloomed, but I think they will this week now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so I'm real excited about it. So welcome to the Divalution show. Today is Walk on Your Wild Side Day.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What a good time.
And it's also National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wish I would have thought to have somebody bring us grilled cheese. If you're listening, grilled cheese makers.
Yeah, stop by. There's 4
We're
of us.
here.
We need 4 sandwiches.
Or one cut in quarters.
Yeah, evenly. Nice.
So here we are in the W4 Diva studio live, and we are taking phone calls tonight. So the lines are open. That number is 989-402-5414. I want to wish a happy birthday to our very own favorite chef on a mission, Marcus Giuliano. His birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Marcus.
So
Happy
if you
birthday.
happen to be on Facebook these next couple days, go on his Facebook page and wish him a happy birthday and then call yourself Diva, whatever your name is.
Oh, I like it.
Okay?
Yeah.
He'll like that. He's a nice guy. So last week, I don't know if you listened or not. Were you here last week?
No, I wasn't.
And you were, though. We had a really interesting show. It was a kind of a little trip off the beaten path. Just a little bit. We had a gentleman by the name of Fred McMurray. He was one of the first guys involved in Not of My Three Sons or The Absent-Minded Professor.
I'm glad you saw it. Yeah, I know that guy. I thought he died.
He doesn't even look like him, though.
Oh.
And we talked about, he was one of the first people that kind of developed the protocol for LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll listen to the show. I know you probably recorded it, so I can go
Yes.
back. Oh, awesome. I love it.
And he was a good guest, wasn't he, Julian?
Yes, he was. He could really, talk.
And he told us some internet things that got his boxers in a bunch. Some of the things that really bothered him.
Like what? Recap real quick.
One of them was when people don't answer emails in a timely fashion.
What is a timely fashion?
Like, well, if you want a response in a week and they respond in 2, just want, deadlines. Don't meet deadline stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
And then
Okay.
another one on LinkedIn, one of his things was when people ask you to join their community on LinkedIn, and then they send you an advertisement about them. That's I don't like that either.
No.
Because it's supposed to be about developing relationships, not about...
Right, and the support system when you
Right.
join a community that you're interested in is to
Right.
get some good feedback and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah.
that really got him. That was his newest one.
Okay.
And mine was, well, I can't remember what mine was now. Anyway, it was a good show, and it was fun. It was fun having him on. And then we had Dave Dyke from Growers Choice Insurance here, so it was 2 men on the show. That was
nice.
I don't
Very
know that
nice,
we've
yeah.
ever done that
Katie
before.
was here.
Katie was here with Dave. But still, Dave did all the talking.
Yeah.
So it was
Good.
kind of interesting, yes.
Katie's quiet anyway.
Yeah, and she's cute. So tonight, though, let's talk about tonight. In honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we have Mitzi Brown here as our guest.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Juliana Tacey, our favorite and only massage therapist,
Thank
is
you, dear.
also here. And Juliana just took a trip to Chicago, so we're going to ask her some questions about that later on in the show. We are drinking Benvenuto. I do believe I can't read my own writing. There it is.
Oh, hang
a
on.
Benvenuto Chianti. And you know what's weird is it's not, when you picture a Chianti bottle, it always has the straw on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you wouldn't even think that
No.
was Chianti.
Doesn't that mean welcome, too? Doesn't that
Oh, it
Benevento?
does, yes.
Benevento means welcome?
Yes.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah.
I thought, isn't that what it means?
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
does.
sure. Yeah, okay.
It does.
Yeah.
So that's what we're drinking tonight. How do you like it?
It's good. It's very good. It's very good. After our wine tasting, give me a little bit more taste, and I can describe it for you.
Yes. Does it have legs? That's all
Yes,
Steve.
legs. Yep. I smelt
It's
it.
a little
very
dry.
Yes, it is. A little fruity. Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
It is good. And our wine sponsor, of course, as always, is Vino Wine Warehouse, located at 510 East Midland Street, right here in Bay City. You can go in and ask for your Diva deal, and I guarantee you that Greg will take real good care of you.
Yeah.
He's very good about hooking people up with wine.
He does a great wine tasting event. That it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's how we're wrapping up Diva Day this year.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun. I just did one about a month ago. It was a really good time. Had dinner, and he's just a hoot. Just so you know, there was like 10 of us ladies, and he knows how to command your presence.
Yes,
so,
he does.
He does very well, which I
Yes.
give him full credit for because we're all chatting away.
Yeah.
It was fun. A lot of good wine.
Yeah,
it was
and
a
I
good
think
time.
usually he lets me pick, so I'm hoping he will again this year.
nice.
Yes. So we'll talk about Diva Day a little bit later on, but that's how we're wrapping it up. So Mitzi Brown, you're from Michigan, and you were born in Detroit, and of course you're Italian.
Of course.
I mean, anybody could tell that.
By a
You
name
came
like
from a
Brown?
huge family, 9 children
Yes,
in your
there's 9 of us,
family.
yes.
A good Italian family.
Yes, yeah. Good Catholic
Wow.
family. Come on.
And you were kind of right in the middle.
I know. I can't be a middle child because 9's an odd number.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you're
was
kind
there.
of right
Yeah,
in the middle.
yeah.
The 5th and 6th.
Yeah, I was 6th. That's how I describe myself. They go, "Oh, which one are you?" And I go 6. And people would look and go, "Oh, yeah, okay, they get it." They didn't care. But where did I fall? Number 6.
And you know what? That really has nothing to do with anything.
I know it doesn't. I know. I just had to say that. Yeah.
So you were raised in Bay City.
Yes.
And so how'd you get from Detroit? What made your family move to Bay City?
My dad's job. He was a salesman, and I think when I was born, it was at a grocer down in Detroit, and then he came up here and he worked for Van Heren's. Do you remember the furniture store downtown Bay City?
No.
Yeah, I remember that one, and then he ended up at Sears, running their furniture and stuff like that. So it was
Very
work.
good.
Yeah, it was work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was little. I didn't care. I was a baby.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going.
So tell us about growing up a little bit.
I am very blessed. It wasn't peachy creamy. There was 9 of us. I know we were poor. I did not know I was poor until I was an adult. I thought, I just thought everybody lived that way. We never had bikes. This is always my example. We never had bikes, but I thought, who has 9 bikes in a garage?
Right. That's
Not
true,
realizing
though.
that we don't have 9 bikes because of how much they cost. We always wore hand-me-downs. It just was what it was.
Right.
But we grew up on the west side, and there was, in a good Catholic community, there was 48 kids in the 2 streets that face each other.
Oh, fun.
The family next to us had 12. So there was like this, and on the other corner was 8. So there was, and that was just on one side.
Holy
So it was like we were all kind of in
That's
the same
28
boat.
kids in one block.
Yeah.
That's a great team for
How
It is.
fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we were raised. It just was in that, So so we were poor, but it was good. All our needs were met. Dinners were important to us. We always had family dinner. Even as I grew up in high school, it was dinner.
Right.
Coaches did understand, and if not, you as a player, I played sports and stuff. I paid the price. The practice was till 6:30. There was, my parents would save me dinner, but it was just like they let you know you were missed for dinner. And Sunday was an absolute. You were not missing dinner. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. You always had playmates and. Didn't like my sisters growing up, but I like them now.
Good.
So that's good. My brothers didn't like me growing up, but they like me now.
It comes with age.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was really,
Good.
it was good. It was a good time. Yeah.
So how do you think that prepared you for your job that you have now? But first, tell us about that job a little bit.
I am currently working at Shelter House. It is in Midland, Michigan. It's a domestic violence, sexual assault. I call it a service facility. Because they hear the name shelter home. So they think that our big thing is we house women and men and children to keep them safe, which is a part of what we do. But just only 20% of our clients ever stay with us. So we do more service to clients than that. I don't know how it prepared me. I never really thought about that, Deb. Great question. My plethora of jobs I've had in my life have always been something about caring. I'm a volunteer coordinator, and people always think of volunteer work as charity, and I don't. It's to me that volunteers can change the world. I truly believe that, because in their kind acts that they do scream louder than any money they give, because people see that as a group of volunteers. And you do a lot of diva volunteering. And when you do that as a group, it speaks volumes. You just did your dinner.
Right.
Okay, so
Easter
there you
dinner,
yeah,
right.
Easter dinner. So there you were as a volunteer group doing dinner, spoke more volumes than if you would have turned around and wrote a check for $300 for the food.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
But we also supplied the food.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's just those actions to me change the world. So I've always done that, and so I think just being a family of 9, and my mom was very giving of her time. We had a philosophy, as people always say, why me? My mom always says, why not me? So instead of asking why me, why not me? So I don't know. I don't know. I have really no idea. I just rambled just there. But yeah, it was good. Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting, though. So the other good thing is, how long have you been married?
I have been married 32 years. Yep. That's all I'll say. It's been good. It's been quite a ride. Quite a great ride.
Yeah, I imagine going up and down. Yeah.
Yeah.
32 years is a long time.
No shit.
Yeah.
It's longer than I was Zanati. You know, so those
Right.
things really register in my head. It's
Right.
and I'm going, I have nothing to compare that to. I've done nothing else for 32 years in my life but be married.
Right.
And that's kind of,
I'm trying to think if that's, I
It's
think
weird.
all
Yeah.
my marriages added up together probably are about that.
Well, that's good. I think you could do that somewhere. I think you could add them up. Why not? Yeah.
Maybe not though, but that's kind of
Yeah.
fun. So good for you. And you're also a marriage counselor, kind of.
Yes.
What do you call exactly?
I
what you
do marriage prepare and enrich, and I'm certified. I am not licensed, so there's a difference because I don't ever say I'm licensed. But I've been doing that for probably about, 15 years. It's been quite a while. I've worked with over almost 200 couples.
Wow, nice.
You know, preparing and enriching. And in fact, it's almost to the point now, because society has changed so much, is like I like to get the word marriage out and just start to say relationships, because more and more young people are not getting married, you know, and now it's a wonderful thing. We have same-sex marriages, and, you know, and it just, the lingo has changed. So,
It
you know,
has.
yeah, and stuff like that. To where, but yeah, I love that. I think that's what's helped my marriage, is being involved in that. It's kept it very fresh. It's kept topics at the table. I've learned new tricks of the trade. So I do. I think that's been a great success for us.
And you know what? I have a similar certification.
I know.
Yeah. And, you know, I learned a lot from that, too. And a lot of times when new couples come, it's so fun to hear them talk about each other.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
way that they look at each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need a reminder of that. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So now you have this job as volunteer coordinator in Midland.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you make a difference in women's lives?
Like what I was talking earlier a little bit about how volunteers can change. I
Right.
mean, they can change they have, it's amazing the power that they have. They don't realize it. So just being out in the community as much as I am, and the volunteers and the community members I've met in Midland, the issue is getting out there. So it's not a conversation stopper, and that's my goal, is to have people talk about it, because it does exist. You know, and I thank the NFL often for the big Ray Rice incident. And it's one of my selling points when I'm talking about it. I says, but remember, the abuse happened long before she got hit. We reacted when we saw the hit. That's not what domestic violence looks like anymore. It's a part of it, but there's so much more before that.
There is, yes.
Yes, and that. So and they just kind of listen, and they're like, you know, statistics always scare people. I just read this. I just quizzed this group that I was working with. Every 9 seconds, there's a call to 911 of domestic abuse.
You know what? That is so sad.
I know.
Yeah, but
It's
there's a lot
so
of them
sad.
that don't make the call to 911.
Yeah,
That gets
yeah.
abused.
So it's
And that's
probably
even
really.
worse.
I
Yes.
wonder what percentage doesn't. That would. Well, how will we
Yeah.
ever know? We'll never know.
Right.
Never know.
You know, it's just, it is.
It's really sad.
But it's good. But we're doing good things. I mean, we look at it at Shelter House. We're busier than ever. Our numbers are going up, and it's not because violence is going up. It's because they're coming for help. So that's a good
That's
thing.
it. And-
Yes,
and
they
it's-
know when it's wrong.
It's good when they see that and know that it's wrong, because there's a lot of people who, when they see it, they don't think anything's wrong with that, and that's the change in the thinking.
Wow, that went really fast. Is that right?
Doesn't seem like it.